Sultan Sahab, the standard of fielding in the Pakistan team has, to be honest, never been great. Now, again, speaking to a number of players, the reasons they say are the standard of the outfields, and some even say that the coaches in domestic cricket don't pay much attention to fielding. They concentrate rather on the batting and bowling. What are your comments about the standard of coaching at domestic level, especially when it comes to fielding?
I think Pakistan team has never been a good fielding outfit. If you look at the history of 50 years, they were all average fielders, mediocre fielders, but they still went on to play for Pakistan for years. So fielding was never been an important or integral part of Pakistan cricket, which is very unfortunate. But as far as the coaches are concerned, they are employed by the PCB, and they do all these drills and whatever they have learned through their own day's experience or through coaching experience, they do impart their skill. And target fielding is one thing which nobody can teach you. It is all up to yourself. It's all up to your individual efforts. That if you want to improve, you go on your own and do your practice.
Yes.
Coaches do tell you the method, but the practice has to be done by each individual. And it is one thing which, to me, if you are not a good fielder, you can't be picked up for a national team. That is my theory. Because fielding is such an important factor of cricket or component of cricket, which has not been taken seriously in Pakistan in the past.
Sultan Sahab, some of the domestic Pakistani batsmen have, rather large and impressive averages in Pakistani domestic cricket, 45, 50 run averages. Then when we see them at international level, they tend to struggle against the seaming delivery or against, good spin bowlers. Why is it that Pakistani batsmen of recent times have struggled at international level to make the jump from domestic cricket?
I think there is one reason. One reason is this, that let's say if we start receiving international teams inside Pakistan, once the international teams start to play in Pakistan, then these players, they don't have to go in England to play home series, to New Zealand to play home series, to Abu Dhabi to play home series, to Sri Lanka to play home series. So what we can do is, when you play in the home series and you are used to those pitches, you are used to those kind of atmosphere, that thing will definitely help. Yes, I agree, there are people who have immense talent, but then they don't know the importance of staying at the wicket. They just throw away the wicket. So that is, as I said earlier, if you look at your past great players like Javed Miandar, Alim Malik or Inzamamullah, they are all domestic cricket product. But what the difference between them and the others was that they knew the importance of their wicket. They knew that they can only get runs as long as they are in the center. So they were hungry for runs. I think these players need to have that hunger, not to get out, to stay at the wicket, to get maximum runs. When you are in form, then they don't throw away your wickets. If you get your first 25, 30 runs under difficult circumstances, then don't throw away the wicket.
Yeah.
So that needs to be picked up by each individual, like how important his wicket is for his team. You see, then every team which plays for each other is very hard to beat. You see, that is one theory which I believe in.
Sultan Sahab, the PCB experimented with the Quaid-e-Azam Trophy final, making it a day and night match with different coloured cricket balls. Is that something that we can see for next season? And also, did you think it was a little bit unfair on the players just to bring that in for the final? Maybe it should have been brought in earlier in the tournament?
No, I agree, but what we did was that it was just to experiment, and the two top teams participated in the tournament. What we did, I think it was a wonderful experience. So Pakistan was the first cricket playing nation which actually organized a 5-day match under lights. Okay, 4 days have been played in West Indies, in Australia, they have played 4-day matches. But I think this was the first time that a 5-day match was played under lights, and that too the orange What we did was, before the final match, 1 week before the final match, we announced it and we provided both the teams with every facility. We provided them with orange cricket balls, we provided them with pink cricket balls as well. And they were provided lights to practice under. So everyone was happy and satisfied. And if you look at the result, the match went till on the 5th day.
Yes. Sultan Sahab, attendances in 4-day cricket, ignoring the 2020 cricket, which is very, very popular in Pakistan, full houses, the Faisal Bank competition was very popular. But 4-day cricket in Pakistan, the Quaid-e-Azam Trophy cricket, there seems to be very, very few fans who actually attend these matches. What are the PCB doing to attract fans to attend Quaid-e-Azam Trophy matches?
Yeah, I agree. I think I remember my thing days that stadiums used to be filled up because all those stars were playing in the domestic cricket, and people would come and watch them play in the stadiums or Gymkhana ground or a Punjab University ground. Even in other cities, the crowds used to come to watch. But now I think people are just inclined to watch shorter version of the game. If you look at the ICC policy, I think this 2020 is only all for public. There's no, it's all entertainment. I totally agree that this 2020 is one format can bring people out of their homes. So even if you have a test match here in Pakistan, let's say Pakistan playing Australia or Pakistan playing England, you will hardly see people coming into the ground because they have their own problems they are coping up with in their lives, and it's not easy. I think this trend has changed definitely. People only want to go to watch 1 day or 2020 matches. So that is why I think this 2020 has become so immensely popular. We had one last year. We are having another in the same season. That is for which is purely for public. It's purely for public to bring them out of their homes and make them realize, okay, cricket, you come and enjoy yourself. And PCB, what PCB is doing, I think this is the best we can do to bring the public out. But they only want to have shorter version of the game. But unfortunately, they don't go for the first class matches, which is very unfortunate.
But are there any?
Because of multiple reasons, it's not only that they are having problems or they are stuck up with other problems in their life. But the major issue also, I think, still people think that the security reason also,
Yeah. I was just going to say, Sultan Sahab, but what are the plans though to try and get people to come to the to the 4-day matches? What can the PCB do to actually try and get the fans into the grounds to watch the Quaid-e-Azam Trophy matches?
I mean, what we started did last year was to start with. I wrote to most of the schools in different cities to send their children for 1 day or for half a session or for on a weekend, so that we can generate interest among the younger generation, which is the foremost importance of this country. That we need to bring in youngsters. We need to generate interest among the youngsters so we can attract them we can take them to healthy activities. So we did. I think lots of schools were very, very concerned, and they sent their students, their family, and with the teachers. So that was a very encouraging sign to see. So I think that is one thing which BCB, I think in the last 2 years has been able to do. But I think it is entirely what we are trying to do. I think the major concern, Sajid, as you know, in Pakistan is still the security. Security concerns. People don't want to send their children even. People don't want to go to what matches. But in 2020, if you happen to be here in Pakistan, I can tell you, you will see the crowds yourself. You will see that the whole Lahore is watching inside the Gaddafi Stadium.
Yeah.
Last year we had it in Lahore. Before that we had it in Karachi. It was capacity crowd. Everywhere, everyone talking about this 2020. Although you were showing them on TV live as well.
Yeah.
Even then, people were coming into the grounds to watch this cricket, this interest in cricket. This is an entertaining cricket, and they were
Sultan Sahib, there was some rumblings about some of the domestic cricketers not being paid on time during the last domestic season. What actually happened there, and was that true?
Okay.
Some of the Pakistani domestic cricketers alleged that they hadn't had their salaries paid on time. Is that true?
No, we don't have salaries to the domestic cricketers as yet. We haven't started as yet. We only pay the match fees and their allowances. That's it. Salaries, we don't pay salaries to players who represent regional teams. No, not at all. Not as yet. Maybe from next season, yes.
But were there delays in the match fees being paid to them then?
Yeah, in some cases it was, but then it was because there are so many cricketers in Pakistan.
Sure, yes.
Belong to remote areas and they don't have bank accounts.
Right.
So we were finding it difficult how to make it received by those individuals. So it took a little time because of that reason that they had to open their accounts and some were not able to open up their accounts with the banks because banks have their own issues, they have their own criteria of opening an account. So what we did was to send those checks to the regional heads or to their family members, whoever they ask us to. Let's say if someone doesn't have an account in any bank, they send his mother's name or his sister's name or his brother's name. So what we do is we issue checks in favor of them.
Right, okay. Sultan Sahib, my final question is, based on the success of the Faisal Bank 2020 competition and the IPL, and obviously the Sri Lankans are setting up their 2020 competition later this year, what are the Pakistan Cricket Board doing? I mean, obviously cricketers can't come to Pakistan at the moment. Is an offshore tournament based on the IPL, perhaps the Pakistan Premier League, maybe in Dubai, something that we can see in the future?
Yeah, exactly. I think we considered it about 2 years ago, and every document, I remember the documents were complete, and we were all set to go, but suddenly that, Mumbai thing happened, and all of a sudden the Sri Lankan team was attacked, and, everything went into the shelf. So we are considering that option also, but as you said very rightly, that I've spoken to lots of cricket board officials during my visit to Sri Lanka recently, but they are reluctant to send their players, individual players. But yes, Sri Lanka is one team which is still willing to come and play in Pakistan. And what we are trying to do is that, as you said, we might have it in Dubai. So it was, this idea was discussed. So that idea is still on the table. It has not been shelved. And I'm sure we'll come up with something like that, similar to what IPL is and what the Sri Lankan Premier League is.
Sultan Sahib, really appreciate your time today. Wish you and all the other Pakistan Cricket Board members and of course Pakistan Cricket the best wishes for the future.